Don't go to college. Yeah, you read the title right. Don't go to college. Now, to many, this might sound absurd. Well, why wouldn't I go to college? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? As a matter of fact, you've probably been prepped for years by teachers, possibly as far back as middle school, that you go to college. It's just what you do. With some going so far as to force, help you choose a college. Some of these activities may have seemed even mandatory, or at least somewhat so. In addition, most or all of your friends have said they're probably going to college because, again, that's just what you're supposed to do. After high school, you go to college, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that those are generally not very good ideas, and here's why. If we want to skip straight ahead to the big reason you shouldn't go,
money!
It's money. What a lot of conversations about college try to downplay or flat out avoid is just how much you'll be paying for it. Sure, you'll hear all about how great the college is, but they'll keep quiet about the money aspect. Okay, so I wanted to make a quick addition here. I hadn't checked the prices of going into college for a little while now. I also knew I shouldn't check a higher end university like Harvard or something, because of course that would be more expensive. So I just checked Texas State as an example to see how much it would cost. For tuition alone, as in before supplies or room and board, it would cost nearly $12,000.
Oh my goodness! Squidward!
And that's for someone already living in Texas. For out of state, it costs more than double. If this doesn't highlight just how much college costs, I don't know what will. Now, unless you have tens of thousands of dollars on standby fresh out of high school, you'll likely be taking out student loans. Now, depending on how much you take out, you may be paying that back into your 30s or even 40s. But hey, if you fall on really hard times, I suppose you could always say you're bankrupt and haha, just kidding, not really. Funny thing is that student loans, the ones they gladly hand out to 18-year-olds, are one of the only forms of debt you can't declare bankruptcy on. So no matter what you do, those will follow you forever. Now there's an exception to this money issue. If you can manage to get college paid for you, then you have a lot less to worry about. If you get a scholarship to a college you like, probably take that, so long as there aren't extra hidden costs, of course. Such as dorms, which, we'll get to those. But point is, if you can go to college for free, then why not? Worst case scenario, you don't like it and you just drop out. If your parents are really pressuring you to go to college, ask them if they're paying for it. Now, if they say yes, get that in writing. Sounds a bit extreme, especially since it's your parents, but I've heard more than a few stories about parents promising to pay for a student's college debts, only for them to give some excuse to bail on you and leave you stuck with the debt anyway. In fact, here's a good general idea. If someone is trying to pressure you into going to college, ask them if they want to pay for it. It's one thing for parents or teachers to try forcing you to go to college. It's another when they learn they might have to pay for it. However, some parents will still say that it's completely fine, or some might even argue that you're just being lazy. And as much as I dislike this argument, let's give the parents a little bit of credit here. Before sometime in the 2000s, college was actually fairly affordable to a point where a summer job could generally pay for most everything in college. Some parents are no doubt still in this mindset that you just have to stop being lazy and get a summer job to pay for college. This isn't the case anymore. Far from it, as a matter of fact. With this all being said, I must repeat this. If your parents, or hell, anyone in your family, or even a friend, is asking, expecting, or demanding you go to college, ask how much they're planning on chipping in. Because let's face it, it's one thing if you opt to go to college of your own accord without any exterior influences, and that's why you're paying for it. It's another if anyone is trying to pressure you into it and you have to pay for it to boot. But I've gone on about the cost of college. So what's the alternative? Okay, so this is a tightly guarded secret, so pay attention. There's this neat little thing that came to prominence in the 90s and 2000s. It's called the internet. Seriously, just find some of these things for free. How? Now, I'm not saying to go find copies of the college textbooks or entire courses on what you want your degree to be in for free, but You know, if you did, I couldn't really stop you now, could I? Okay, but seriously, these are becoming more and more trivial to find by the day, especially with how much online schooling has taken off. In fact, speaking of which, wouldn't it be really funny to pay a bunch of money for college only to find out that your class has been relegated to a Zoom call? Boy, wouldn't that be hilarious. Now, for some of you, that just isn't good enough. You want that shiny piece of paper saying you did it. Maybe you need that degree from a specific college because it'll look great on your resume. Okay, so there's a secret trick to that one too. You find the material online, study it that way, and then, get ready for this, you test out the class. For most non-hands-on classes, this is a great way to get everything done quickly and with as little cost to you as possible. Also, speaking of needing the degree for your resume, yeah, about that. Depending on the job you're looking for, far more employers will like things such as certifications than just a degree saying you went to school for another 4 years. Maybe, just maybe, shoving every single student through college has made the whole idea of a degree more and more meaningless by the day. I'm sure, however, that some people still aren't convinced. They want to go to college not so much for the actual educational part of it, which, depending on who you ask, barely even exists anymore. No, they want to go for the real college experience.
Debauchery! Debauchery!
Dorm parties, fraternities, you know the stuff. To which I say, really? That's your reasoning? Because, honestly, that's kinda shallow and a waste of money to boot. Now, to some of you, this entire scenario might sound made up, but I've actually talked to some people about this, and they've said that they don't really even want to bother with college, but since they have to, they might as well party while doing it. Also, speaking of dorm rooms, I wouldn't use those unless you absolutely have to. Hell, sometimes getting a nearby apartment is actually cheaper. Preferably, of course, you stay with a friend or relatives, should you be able to stand them, of course. But, oh wait, my bad. Then you won't be fully immersed in the college experience, right? Finally, we get to those who insist on going to college, whether because they've gotten a scholarship or someone else to pay for it, or just because you really, really want to go to college. If you're going for free, fine, take whatever degree you want. Worst case scenario, you don't like it and you're out nothing except your time, which it could be argued is even more valuable than any money, but we won't get into that right now. For those who insist on going, much to the chagrin of your wallet, well, here's my last piece of advice for you. STEM L. If you're going to pay for college out of your own pocket, then I'd hope you'd pick something applicable and worthwhile. Don't you dare— Hey, I see you over there, don't you dare sign up for a communications major! Also, something you should know is that just because you got a degree doesn't make you an automatic shoo-in for your job choice. There are tons of people who got even STEM L degrees that are working in the service industry. It would suck to spend so much money to not only end up not getting a job you want, but basically having all of your efforts wasted. But I'm sure someone is wondering what they'll do in lieu of college. Well, that's for you to decide, really. You could spend the time you would have been spending at college just learning the subjects online on your own. I won't deny that it will need quite a bit of self-discipline, but I think that's actually preferred to spending a bunch of money. You could also get a job if you don't have one of those yet, or maybe invest the money you saved into something. And hey, worst case scenario, if you really think you need to go to college, you could always just go later. Yeah, this might sound crazy to some people, but you don't have to go to college directly out of high school. Crazy, I know. And that's about all I really have to say about this topic. I could go far more into the issues with college nowadays, but that's a very brief overview. I made this video because I know about tons of people who say you need to go to college because that's just what you're supposed to do. Parents I'll give the benefit of the doubt, in part because they're likely unaware of just how much it costs. But teachers? This is just downright manipulative and irresponsible on their part. But then again, some teachers are by their very nature manipulative, so make of that what you will. This isn't just a nudge in the direction of maybe going to college. No, some of them pose it as if it's borderline mandatory to go. Really manipulative considering you will be the one saddled with the debt. I'm not the type of guy to encourage being rebellious, But at the same time, don't let them roll over you either. Don't let them railroad you into a decision. You're going to be an adult going to college. You need to make these decisions for yourself. Don't let them force you into it. This goes for parents, teachers, school administrative staff, friends, everyone. You need to make this decision on your own. Make the best decision for your future and your wallet. Don't let others do it for you. Well, that's all I have for now. Thank y'all for watching, and take care.